It's coming up on 4:33. We're starting with breaking news this morning. Road rage in Montrose ended with several people hurt. A guy driving his car right into a crowd.
This crash happened just hours ago at Grant Street and Hyde Park Boulevard. Our Michelle Choi is live there this morning with more on the story. Michelle?
Yeah, guys, this is one crazy situation. Police tell us that guy intentionally drove his car and hitting 4 people. Now, this is the scene. As you can tell, that car is still there, the one he used to hit 4 people and 2 other cars as well. Police tell us this basically all started when a fight broke out outside of a restaurant bar's parking lot on our left here. The man who got into that fight then jumped. So basically, yeah, the fight broke out at the restaurant bar parking lot. The man who was in that fight then jumped into a car and, as we mentioned, began plowing into a group of people. And because the bar had just closed, guys, there were a lot of folks out here. He ended up hitting 4 people. 3 of them are going to be okay. But the guy who got dragged several feet, well, he's hurt really badly, but he's going to be we're told he is going to live. Now, we spoke with his friend who says the 25-year-old came out to have a good time, but then this all happened.
We decided to just come out to have fun, you know, and then this happened. We always been coming out. This never happened, never. And all of a sudden this happened, like outrageous. Not okay.
Now, detectives believe that this man was not just intentionally hitting these people, but he was targeting the people that he got into a fight with. Now, the friend that you just heard from, he tells us his friend was just an innocent bystander and he was not part of that fight at all. Again, detectives are out here this morning trying to piece together what exactly happened, but we're told that suspect was also taken to the hospital and he was injured. We're going to show you what he looks like coming up in about 30 minutes. Back to you.
Michelle, we'll talk to you then. Thank you. 5 o'clock this morning, police searching for a man who escaped from Harris County Jail in downtown Houston. This is the guy you're looking here, 35-year-old Manuel Alvarez Soto. Officers arrested him for theft and trespassing. Well, he got away yesterday afternoon as he was waiting for immigration agents to pick him up. If you spot Alvarez, you should call police.
The Austin area and cities across Texas breathing easier this morning for sure. We know residents in Pflugerville are back home today. They were evacuated yesterday as the bomb squad checked out the home of serial bomber Mark Condit.
Yeah, police say he admitted to the attacks that killed 2 people and hurt 5 others, but for a specific motive, well, getting that answer is a bit tricky.
Yeah, Janelle Fort has been covering this story throughout the week. She's live near Condit's home in Pflugerville. Janelle, what's the latest there?
Guys, where I'm standing right now is less than a block away from where Mark Condit lived. If you take a look behind me, you can still see barricades are blocking that road. There's still an ATF truck sitting right outside of his home. And while authorities have let neighbors back in their homes, now that Condit's home has been cleared of explosives, they're urging them to avoid going near that home as investigators are still combing through the house for evidence. Now, we can tell you he lived here with 2 roommates. Both of them have been questioned. But the big question we have this morning is, why did he do it? Well, at this point, we really don't know yet. Police have a 25-minute video confession found on Condit's phone after he blew himself up early yesterday morning. But investigators say the unemployed 23-year-old did not mention anything about terrorism or hate. Now, police say they have no plans to share that confession, but say in it, Condit didn't mention how or why he picked his victims.
What is clear from listening to that video is this was a very troubled young man who was talking about challenges in his life that led him to the point to where he took the actions that he took.
Now, what Condit did mention in detail in his confession video is the devices he used to terrorize people here in the Austin area for 3 weeks. He spoke in detail about the 6 bombs he built that were set off, as well as a 7th device, the one he used to blow himself up in Round Rock yesterday. Now, we're also learning how authorities were able to catch him. They say his ultimate mistake was leaving that package at that FedEx facility. They say while he was in disguise, they were still able to identify him and the truck he was driving by using surveillance camera from that FedEx facility. They say ultimately it was the GPS in his cell phone that led them to Mark Condit. Guys.
Janelle Fort, thank you very much. Our news teams are on the ground in Austin working to uncover more about this case, and we are posting updates around the clock for you on KHOU.com. Today, we're expecting to hear more emotional testimony in a local murder-for-hire case. Leon Jacob is accused of trying to hire a hitman to kill his ex-girlfriend, Megan Veracus. She took the stand yesterday and told jurors that she had filed a restraining order against Jacob. That's about the time that police told her about the murder-for-hire plot. She even worked with investigators and posed for some pictures to make it look like the job had been done. It's unclear if Jacob ever saw those photos.
New developments this morning in an international custody case that has 2 grandparents facing kidnapping charges here in Houston. Their attorney, Rusty Hardin, says they are not criminally responsible for their daughter's actions and submitted a 25-page motion to get the case dismissed. The child's father says this motion is more about smearing his name.
They're trying to get this out of the courtroom and in the court of public opinion. They really are trying to manipulate the facts of this case, but that's why this needs to go to trial.
The grandparents' legal team did not comment on the father's fitness to be a parent and said they say the grandparents never had any control over his son. The couple is out on bond waiting to see if the judge will choose to dismiss the case.
Okay, Mark Zuckerberg is talking to Facebook now on Facebook to apologize to his millions of users for that huge data breach.
Brandy's here to break down what that is all about. Brandy, that data was accessed years ago.
It was back in 2013, guys. And this morning, we want to know, does this whole situation, does this data breach make you want to delete Facebook? You can vote on KHOU.com/vote now or on our app. I want to dig into this a little bit, but it's a little confusing, so hang with me here, okay? So a researcher swiped that data using a personality quiz, gave it to an analytics company, right? So Facebook said, you can't do that, deleted the app, made the researcher and the company certify that they had deleted the data. Well, surprise, they did not. Instead, they used it to help the Trump campaign as well as others develop targeted political ads. Now, the Federal Trade Commission is investigating their lawsuits. It's a deal. But here's what Zuckerberg told CNN about what comes next.
Our responsibility now is to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And there are a few basic things that I think we need to do to ensure that.
Zuckerberg laid out some of those plans in the interview and in his post, writing, in the next month, we'll show everyone a tool at the top of your newsfeed with the apps you've used and an easy way to revoke those apps' permissions to your data. So there's a trending hashtag associated with all this, and it's delete Facebook. This guy points out that Facebook users are enraged and disappointed. Twitter users, meanwhile, they quit Facebook in 2010, never looked back. Yeah, that would be Jason, who says you can't delete Facebook if you never installed it. And Nayantara has a pretty important reminder. Facebook owns WhatsApp and Instagram, so if you really believe in this movement, it's time to delete those too. Russ?
Okay, we'll see if that catches on. Brandy, thank you. If you're flying to the Northeast today, better double check the flight before you leave the house, because there are some cancellations both out of Bush and Hobby airports already this morning. And it's because of that 4th nor'easter in just 3 weeks. That's now moving into New England today. Boston has closed its schools today, preparing for as much as 9 inches of snow there.
What in the world happened to spring?
I don't know. I just woke up one morning and this happened.
I just woke up and look. The storm has dumped more than a foot of snow in some places since yesterday morning. A lot of trees have fallen, power lines are down, and now thousands of people in the Northeast are stranded without any electricity on a snow day.
On a snow day. Oh my goodness, Cheetah. Are they going to be out of the woods anytime soon here? What's going on?
Early tomorrow morning, the center of circulation should really start to kind of push on out of here, but another 24 hours that you can see from areas in Boston which really don't need any more snow. You know, we were seeing images of people playing in the snow and having a good time, but it really can be deadly. You know, with power outages fairly widespread, heat can be a big issue. So I know they're going to continue to try to clean that up. Here locally, if you are traveling, man, it's going to be tough going out there. Check in with that airline. East Coast getting hammered, West Coast getting hammered. I show you all the way from San Francisco into Fresno. This is also going to drop in Southern California as well over the next 24 hours. This same system will be impacting our weather here locally come Tuesday and Wednesday. Some models still suggesting Wednesday into Thursday of next week, we could be in for some heavy rain accumulation. We'll just have to wait and see. That's still a ways out. Clear skies this morning, clear skies this afternoon. Beautiful start to the day. We're going to round the work week off. Picture perfect even for tomorrow. Temperatures this morning in the 40s and 50s, 46 in Conroe, 51 in Pearland, 62 on the island. So I would say cool to mild temperatures, maybe long sleeves, but big jacket not necessary. High temperatures go to 77 today. 77, clear skies overnight. Should be a pleasant evening. Temperatures dropping down to the 60s tomorrow morning. We should bottom out right around there. High temperatures for your Friday afternoon around 78. Man, if you can cut out work just a little bit early to enjoy that Friday afternoon, find you a patio somewhere. Enjoy the end of the work week.